guys, I am here to go over lesson 10.1 in math with you today. So we are starting a new chapter. This chapter is a lot on money and place value. So if you like money, this should be a fun chapter. If you kind of struggle with money, then we'll work through it and we'll do some practice so you'll be awesome with money by the time we're done. So today we're just going to kind of review money a little bit, nothing too hard. So I'm going to ask you a few questions and we're going to write down the answers. I know this might be kind of hard for you to see. So my first one, 1 nickel would be how many pennies? Yeah, that one's pretty easy, 5 pennies. Okay, 1 dime would be how many pennies? 10. Okay, $1, how many pennies? Holding $1 would be much easier, right, than 100 pennies. All right, and 1 dime, how many nickels? 1 dime, how many nickels? Good, 5, 10, so just 2. And 1 quarter, how many nickels? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So 5 nickels and a quarter. And in $1, how many dimes? So we're going to count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, $1. So 10 dimes in $1. So reviewing those is always helpful because there are tons of ways that people can pay for things. So lots of jobs you have to deal with money and people can pay for things different ways. So it's always a good idea to know equal amounts of something. So if somebody gives you 1 nickel, you should know that that's the same as 5 pennies. Okay? All right, we're going to do a couple more questions with money. Change my color, see if my blue's a little darker. All right, so how many dimes in $1? We just did this one. Good, 10 dimes in $1. Okay, dimes in 60 cents. So if you only had 60 cents, how many dimes would that take? Yeah, only 6. Okay, dimes in $1.20. Now if we look, if we double 60, that equals 120. So if we had 6 here, how many dimes for $1.20? Good, 12. And I want you to notice something when we're doing dimes. 6D had 6. $1.20 had 12. So those numbers that we see at the front tells us how many dimes that we need, which is pretty cool. All right, now we're going to do some nickels. How many nickels in 25 cents? 5. How many nickels in 50 cents? So we just doubled it. Instead of 1 quarter, now we have 2 quarters. Yeah, so if we double our 5, then we get 10. Okay, how many nickels in $1? It's a lot of nickels. 20, good job. So if we count by 5s, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, all the way up to 100, that would take 20. All right, now we're going to do quarters. How many quarters in half of $1? So you have to know how much $1 is first. How many quarters in half of $1? 2, good. How many quarters in $1? We're just doubling it again. So 4 quarters in $1. Now this one's the tricky one. How many quarters in $10? So if we know there's 4 in $1, how many would be in $10? Who thinks I can get this one? This one's a little trickier. Good. 40. 40 quarters it would take to equal $10. A lot easier just to have a $10 bill than carrying 40 quarters around. All right. Now, if you have your math journal out, you are going to turn to page 230. And I'll hold up my book so you can kind of see. Right there. Looks like this page. So on this page, it says Goodbyes poster, and it breaks it down by the food group. So we have fruits and vegetable, grain, meat, milk, and miscellaneous. So food items that don't really belong in any category. And for each category, they tell us how much something is. Now, be really careful because this is like a real grocery store. So for example, look at grapes. It says 99 cents a pound. So when you go to the store and you buy grapes, let's say you pick up a bag of grapes, that doesn't mean it's 99 cents. That's why they have those spring scales for you to put your produce on. Because if I put my bag of grapes on there and it's 2 pounds, it's not 99 cents. That would almost be $2 that I have to spend for grapes. So when you start shopping on your own, you're going to want to make sure that you look at those things, okay? Carrots is a 1 pound bag, but you get 3 bags for $1. So if you only buy 1 bag, it's not even going to be $1, okay? Some of these, it's just per item. So like the watermelon is $2.99 each. That's what that EA means. So some are by pound, some are just by item, and then some you get more than 1 item for that price. So if you ever go to the store with mom and dad, or you're looking in the grocery ads that come in the mail, look at those things because that makes a difference on how much something is going to cost, okay? Now, you're going to use that page with page 231. So on this page, you're going to use the poster to buy different items. Now, the first box, they told you that you have to buy oranges. And so the next thing it wants you to do is find out how much it costs. So if we go back to our poster and we find oranges, we're going to write down $1.49. Okay, that's how much it's going to cost per pound. Then it says pay with, and then it has a line kind of splitting in. It says or, and it has another space. You're going to show me 2 different ways to pay for those oranges. Now, if we look at the top, it says we can use quarters, dimes, nickels, pennies, and $1 bills. Sometimes they don't let us use $1 bills, but for this one they are. So for oranges, you're going to show me one way to pay for $1.49, and then right beside that you'll do another way, a different way, okay? And then 2 and 3, you get to pick your own item. So if you want to buy the ketchup or the ground beef, any 2 things that you want. 4, remember, anytime we have to try this, it's a little bit trickier. So for number 4, you're going to buy 2 items, and you're going to have to add them together before you decide how you're going to pay for that. So for example, let's say you want to buy the bread and bananas. You're going to have to add 99 cents and 59 cents to find the cost, and then you can decide how you're going to pay for that. So make sure you add those 2 together first, okay? So we're just working on money exchanges. What can be equal to each other? One person can pay with this money, this person can pay with different money, okay? And then when you're all the way done with those pages, you're going to do math boxes on 229, and that should just be review. There shouldn't be anything new on those. So that page is just going to kind of review everything that we've been learning with money and shapes and adding and fractions, all that, okay? So if you have any questions, let me know, but this one should be pretty easy. So happy shopping!